And now, something spiky by Wanderer D. Enjoy. Or, Chapter 1, There and Back Again. I've had it! Spike said, slamming his packed knapsack next to the door to Twilight's castle. All of you are just impeding my growth! Spike, Twilight sighed. We talked about this. No pony's impeding your growth, nor keeping you away from your horde, nor preventing you from being your one true love, nor forcing you to work as a slave, nor abusing your rights, nor preventing you from making friends your age, nor keeping you from your draconic family. She shook her head. We've been over this 1,000 times. But I haven't seen my draconic family, Spike challenged her. They invited you over for their latest flight, Twilight pointed out with a huff. You declined. Spike sneered. But I don't have friends my age, Twilight sighed. You insist on hanging with us adult mares even when you have plenty of time and opportunity to hang out with others your age. She stated, the Crusaders are only a year or two younger than you, and that's just three out of hundreds of youngsters in Ponyville. I have rights, you know. I can have social services here, right here, in this instant. You're provided everything you need. Fed, educated, encouraged to succeed, and no pony has ever raised a hoof in anger at you. Twilight replied, tapping one hoof on the other, each side enlisted. I'm just a slave to you, Spike roared. Twilight rolled her eyes. You have an allowance. You have plenty of free time. You could choose to be anywhere in Equestria. And while I would miss you, I would ensure you had a home if you chose another place to live other than here in Camelot. It's thanks to you I can't be with my one true love, Twilight rubbed her temples. Spike, you have a one-sided crush on Rarity, she explained slowly. It doesn't qualify her as your one true love. For there to be true love, it should be reciprocal. And if it was reciprocal, that mare would not hesitate to make it clear. At least if I was allowed to have a horde. The part of your heart-herd hoard you don't eat is spent on comic books, Twilight retorted. By you. Well, I'm still angry. I can tell. You're not even a teenager yet, Twilight grumbled. Well, I'm leaving. You don't believe I'm mature enough? That's your problem, Spike stated, petulantly kicking his knapsack. Spike, think about this, Twilight said, looking at him with some worry. Where will you go? To the wastelands, Spike declared. I'll spend 10 years there, grow up cool and strong. When I return, no mare or dragoness will be able to resist my charms and natural musk, nor my anthropomorphic bipedal growth spurt, or my choice of clothing reminiscent of Kingdom Hearts. Twilight sighed. Spike, you have no idea how to survive. Life is not a video game or a comic. I have claws and fire. Your non-magical flame is 3 inches long and 2 inches wide. Twilight replied, more glowing as a magical diagram of Spike's flame properties appeared, floating in the air. Your claws are sharp, but you don't have any experience fighting. Spike glared at Twilight. Twilight looked him back entirely. I don't care about your facts. I'm Spike, and I will be cool. Spike, Twilight pleaded, you are cool as you are. Just take it slow. Remember the song. It's not time to make a change. Just relax. Take it easy. You're not my father! I had you, so I would technically be your mom. Arrgh! Spike hollered, shaking his arms wildly and unable to think logically or to argue with Twilight's facts about how his life did not suck at all. He grabbed his knapsack and ran out, attempting to slam the gates of the castle behind him, but failing due to lack of strength. If he scampered away, trying to draw as much attention to his intents as possible in the subconscious hope that some pony, any pony, would talk him out of the obviously stupid idea. But no pony did. 10 years later. The legendary High Council of Harmony and their princess were gathered in the Crystal Tree's council chamber. Sorry, Twilight, she shook her head. I can't! I give up! Twilight wailed. It's been 10 years, Twilight, Dame Rarity said, patting her friend on the shoulder. I believe it's time to let go. But Rarity, Twilight shook her head, isn't there another way? I've been taking care of this tree since Spike left. I found a seed, discarded in the middle of his room. It's a constant reminder of his absence and my failure at remembering him every second. I didn't think of him once the whole last year. I know, dear, but it's clear that it's rotten from the inside, and we all want to forget. Why, Dame Applejack herself said there was nothing to do for it. And you know how she is about trees and letting go. Twilight nodded morosely. I'm no different than anybody else letting go. Applejack glared at Rarity. Rarity is right. I looked at it myself, Circle Cube. There's no saving this one. Twilight sat and nodded again. I'll schedule a burning for it to prevent the disease inside from spreading. A sharp knock on the door interrupted them. They all turned to see a guard sticking his head in the room. Your Highness, Council of Harmony, forgive my interruption, but we have some sort of creature demanding your presence. It swears it knows you. Looking at the others quizzically, Twilight nodded and headed to the throne room, where a bipedal creature, wrapped in an old, torn, and poorly fixed hemp cloak with several habitat zippers, stood, muttering to itself, clutching a plank that appeared to be white and purple smears of paint of some sort, and two holes running through it, close to itself. They all took their places and gazed expectantly at their visitor, who seemed to be involved in conversation itself with the plank. Yes, my precious. Yes. We are back. Yes! And Myers strained out a laugh. Sir, Twilight spoke up. How can we help you? The figure then went up. You don't recognize me. Your princess, the #1 assistant. You don't look like Snoopy. The creature seemed confused. Who? Rarity's husband and my #1 assistant, Twilight explained. He's the diamond dog I hired 2 hours after Spike Wait, Spike, is that you? Spike's eyebrows twisted and he raised to his full stature as he walked up to Twilight and looked into her eyes. You replaced me? He barked at her face, making her wince. Spike, 2 words. Twilight coughed. Breath mints. How could you replace me? I told you I was coming back when I was cool. Twilight stepped back, waving a hoof in the air and shaking her head. You left in a tantrum, Spike, and I tried looking for you. I even kept your room clean, and a plant I found growing in there alive for all these years. Well, she grinned sheepishly. That is until this morning when we saw it was rotting from the inside. Spike whirled around, pointing an accusing flea-infested claw at Rarity, who recoiled from him. And you! How could you betray our love? Rarity blinked. What now? You knew I was coming back for you, babe. And now look at me! Spike shouted, showing off his liking for her. I'm bigger and cooler than ever before! Rarity coughed behind her hub. Fine, you're certainly a stretch, Spikey. I'm not certain what you mean by love. What? Does you remember? When I became a giant lizard and we were falling to our deaths, you said you knew I loved you! Rarity's eyes went wide. That's not what you were going to say, she asked, gasping. Oh, my Spike. I thought you were just going to say you were sorry for all the trouble. Oh, Spike lowered his arms, his claws clenched, sinking with anger. This is all your fault! Sorry, Spike, Twilight said, sitting back on her throne. But it isn't. You could have stayed here, grow with a healthy diet, leaving you a man to confess your feelings for Rarity. But you weren't here, and we all had to move on. She said, looking down sadly. Even me. It seems that for all your claims, the only one that didn't grow up is you. They will destroy you all! Spike shouted, putting his raising out of his snout. He growled threateningly and crossed, ready to attack, only to be levitated by a lavender field of magic. How about you take a shower first? Twilight said, walking out of the room with him in tow. If you're going to school, you're going to relearn some manners. I will destroy you! Spike roared, flying around the magic field. Sir, Twilight droned, levitating the painted plank and giving it to him. Look, I'll let you take your friend with you to the bath. Then we'll get some real food in that stomach of yours and schedule a long overdue visit to the psychiatrist. But I don't want to go to the doctor. Too bad. You're going. That's it. So, Starlight Glimmer asked, how did it go? Spike stumbled out the crystal contraption she had made, short legs giving in until he was kneeling down and panting. Are you sure this thing shows the future accurately? He gasped. She shrugged. As accurately as can be accepted. It is an inversion Star Wars spell, meant only to show you how a certain action of sufficient consequence would most likely end within 10 to 15 years. I see, Spike muttered. Not what were you expecting? Starlight asked. Spike gulped and shook his head. I think I need to go. Starlight nodded. Where are you going? I think I do have some issues with my size. And wishful thinking. He coughed, looking away. I think it's time I take Twilight's offer. Go talk to Fever Dreams, he admitted. Starlight wants to go, turned to look at the shells. Enjoy the show? Twilight smiled. Thank you for your help, Starlight. I've been trying to convince him to talk to a professional about his size and age issues, but he wouldn't listen. Starlight chuckled. Oh, it's fine. I wish I'd done that back in the day myself. Twilight smiled in understanding. For what it's worth, I think you're doing fine. Thanks. Starlight said to look at her crystal contraption. Well, we should probably destroy this before somehow he abuses it. Wait, Twilight's eyes widened. You mean all of that wasn't made up? Starlight snorted. You should know by now, Princess. I don't do things halfway. Twilight nodded slowly. Okay, I'll go make sure Spike's appointment happens soon. Thanks. Starlight watched Twilight skip her stride. At least she didn't ask to see Rarity's wedding night. She sighed. Yes. Maybe this contraption should be destroyed. The end. Okay, so I'll admit, I did have a reason to bring this story up today. A few weeks ago on my Discord, somebody brought up this article where somebody was looking too deep into MLP. You know how it goes. And they said that one thing that always infuriates me whenever somebody brings up Spike, that he is a slave. And this fic always comes back to me whenever somebody tries to pull that out. Because it just serves to me to remind me of how stupid that idea is. Because like the fic said, he gets paid, he's free to walk around Ponyville wherever he wants, he's free to live wherever he wants, we've seen him work for whoever he wants, and he's able to, and if he really wanted to, he could go and find more things about his own kind. He just thinks that being a pony's better. Sometimes that happens. I mean, if I found out my culture was based around evil, I would say, flip it. I like being here. That kind of shit happens. Sorry to tell you this, guys. What this fic also serves as a great counterpoint to all those annoying, stupid, badly written, Spike is the awesomest fics in existence. And I'm not saying that Spike is a bad character. What I am saying is, a lot of times these fics go overboard when they're trying to make Spike awesome. For example, in Mike's stories, Spike becomes this superpowered superhero. He says stuff. He's manly. He's strong. Other fics, Spike goes awful for a while, becomes dark and repressed, becomes cool, and people like this. Ironically, those same people, if I were to show them Naruto, would tell me they hate Sasuke. Right. Thing is, you don't have to make Spike awesome by taking away everything that's likable about Spike. You don't have to make Spike cool by turning him into this dark shadow wannabe with cool muscles and really awesome feats. You could just let him be himself. Be a caretaker. Be a provider. Be a child. Yeah, I know he's a lot more mature for his age, and I know dragon aging is different, but doesn't that make him even more of a child if dragons age at different rates than ponies? Hell, you could say that. Hell, I know there are several different D&D races that say, oh, they mature and change at different rates than humans, but that just means that some of them are still children compared to us at different ages. I play an elf who's only 90 something, and he's still a teen. You don't need to take away all that from Spike. In my own fic, I decided to let Spike be a stay at home dad. A lot of these times, I feel like these fics, when they want to go overboard with Spike is the awesome, they just want to turn him into either personifications of themselves, or they are so scared of writing female characters that they'll latch on to the only guy and write him. Because they don't want to write anybody who's a woman. And this fic shows just how silly that idea is. I remind you, Spike's got pretty good. I mean, this is being enslaved. Sign me up. But in the end, Spike's not a bad character. He just has his own place, and he should have that. Let him be who he is. Don't need to take it away from him and turn him into the awesome, dark, brooding character. Thank you. Next time, I'll do another Watery D fic. I gotta get this one silly one I've been wanting to talk about for ages.